Hey Gearheads, thanks for tuning in. Today's episode is going to be a bit different because Dan had to rebuild the front end of the Chevelle, but he didn't have time to film it. So today's episode's just going to be a slideshow with him talking over it. Hey Dan, run that intro.
Hey Gearheads, thanks for tuning in. So what happened was the Hot Rod Power Tour 2018 was coming here to Raleigh, North Carolina, traveling to Charlotte, North Carolina. So I decided I wanted to be a part of that, but I knew that the front end of the Chevelle was way overdue for a rebuild. Mainly the bushings and the control arms, I knew they were shot. So I decided to go ahead and I bought a whole kit, and I was going to replace all the bushings. So pull all the control arms off, replace the ball joints and all the bushings. I didn't really have a whole lot of time to do it, so I decided to just do it without shooting it for video for an episode, but I did take a lot of stills, so I wanted to share that with you guys. I'm going to kind of do a voiceover and explain to you what's going on in the pictures, and then there's a little bit of video, and then we'll touch base back at the end. So enjoy the slideshow. Let's get started. So of course, to start with, I got the car in the garage. I backed it in because I figured I'd have more room there. Yes, I still have the original drum brakes. One of these days I got to do a once-over on the car, show you everything. Basically, I just started by taking one side apart, got everything off of the frame, and started to look at the bushings there. You can tell that one is really shot. I think that's the one I was worried about. Got everything off. I actually bought one of the Harbor Freight presses to help me do the job. I also rented a couple of the kits from Advance Auto Parts. I took all of the control arms off of the car. That way I'd be able to kind of replace everything in one shot. I love this shot of the car because it looks like a UFO, kind of like it's floating in air. If you have one of those auto parts stores around you that rents out those kits, I highly recommend getting those. This is the kit that I bought. It had all the bushings and the ball joints and tie rod ends. And here's the kits that I rented. I actually owned one of them and rented two. So I did a couple of presses in and out. You can see I used a socket there for a spacer. I did use the press that I got from Harbor Freight to press in and out some. Kind of figured out what would be the best way to get each one in and out. Use different versions of the kit and the press. There you see me actually hammering something. Ashley was doing the video for that, did a great job. I was actually trying to keep the control arm spread at that point because the press, I was trying to press it in and it was compressing the control arm, so I was trying to spread it out. So if you're doing something like this, you may want to think about putting spacers in there so it doesn't compress the arm, it just compresses what you need the bushing to be put into. I use a lot of spacers, a lot of sockets and things like that to get them in and out. I think I actually have a video here coming up shortly of me actually pressing one of them in, so I will shut up and let you listen to that right now. Here's an actual little live video of how easy it gets pressed in when you have tools that are working nicely. So this is quick as hell. So a lot of CRC, if you have any kind of lubricant. I also chased all the threads, made sure all the bolts and everything were good. I love chasing threads because it just makes everything go together a lot nicer. You can see the before and after there. Gets rid of some of the rust. Of course, when the ball joints were off, I cleaned it up a little bit, put all new ball joints on. I'm not completely restoring this front end, so I'm not going to be painting anything. Just kind of putting it back together. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of time, so that was all I had time for, was getting it apart and getting it back together. So that's what I did there. Putting everything back together basically goes back together the same way. Tried to mark the tie rod ends, the outer tie rods, with where the old ones were on the threads. You can see it there with a piece of tape. That'll help get you close enough so you can go ahead and get the vehicle aligned once you're done getting everything back together. That is pretty much the only part you have to really worry about because everything else is going to go back together a lot tighter. But it's probably going to be still a little bit loose when you get to the to driving it to the alignment store. Got new bump stops. Those just pressed right in with a little bit of lubricant. That was kind of nice. And then putting everything back together just goes together piece by piece. If you're not sure what you're doing, then definitely take pictures as you take it apart so you know how to put it back together. I've had these cars for a long time, so I kind of knew what I was doing. Or you can watch this video really slowly and I'll show you how to do it. New sway bar end links as well. Those are inexpensive. It's a good idea to replace those anyway. Having the manuals on hand is really handy for torque specs and things like that. You definitely want to make sure you torque everything back together. I did take the center caps off because I knew they were going to have to hang the lasers for the alignment. This is at the alignment shop. I did do a shot of the car idling because it sounded awesome. Here's the before specs on the alignment. You can see a lot of red. Here's the after. We got it as close as possible. And then that was pretty much it for the alignment. And the tour will be coming up next. This is my car outside. I know I've been promising you guys a video of a burnout, so here's your burnout, and I'll see you on the next one.
Well, that's it for this episode. You can leave comments below, give this video a thumbs up, and make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you get notifications when new videos are uploaded.
So thanks for watching, and until next time, stay positive and keep on wrenching. They do rent the... Hang on. Would have been nice to do the... Oh, wait, I want to go back there. Once the alignment was done, you could see the red. Let me redo that. Probably like you guys, I'm always at the shop. No, I'm not going to do that. Now, of course, this video may not have any bloopers unless it's footage of me here being bloopered. So, forget that. That's dumb.